Hello beautiful friends, it's Erika here to do a video on the upcoming new moon solar eclipse happening on April 20th for most of you, April 19th for some of you in the world. This will be happening at 29 degrees of Aries, which is the second new moon in a row in the first sign in the zodiac, Aries. So this is actually something that I was taking a little time off because I've been in transition, I've been moving, and I had to put everything down to come record this video because this is a big one. I just feel like this is going to be a very powerful eclipse, followed by the total lunar eclipse happening 2 weeks from now as well. So I will be doing another video on that, but I apologize in advance for any sound issues. As I'm trying to figure out my setup here, and I'm trying to use this microphone to minimize the echoing where I'm at, but in the meantime it's probably going to be pretty echoey, so again I apologize. Hopefully the microphone will help reduce some of that sound. But we're going to take a look in this video at the themes of this particular eclipse, and I'm going to get into a little bit more about the eclipse. Before I get started though, I want to share a vision I was given as I was connecting in meditation, and I was shown an image of somebody who was in the process of just kind of being present, being in their world, being very content, and I just kept this feeling of presence, and I saw almost like the hand of the divine reach underneath this person, lift them up, and place them in the sunshine. And it was just this little bit of a hand up. It was a little leg up, and it was as though the divine was just, putting this person in just a slightly more vibrant, beautiful position to be seen in the sunlight and to really shine brightly. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out throughout the rest of this reading and the themes. There will be an extended where I take a look at the impact of this particular eclipse on the divine masculine and the divine feminine. That link will be in the description box below. And also I am opening up my calendar to a few limited coaching sessions. Those are one-on-one sessions where we get on a Zoom call and kind of work through whatever's going on for you. I may pull some cards in there, but it's essentially a coaching session to help you get through any of the places you may feel stuck. The information is listed down below if you are interested. So I'm going to start off by pulling check this out. Breaking trail, watching clouds, uncovering treasure, great. I was just going to pull one, and descending the mountain. Well, if this is not the Aries energy, right, is like go, let's initiate. And here it is. We've got a breakthrough happening. After I was talking about being in the present moment, right, where you just sit back, relax, watch, take some time for self, but there is a breakthrough coming here, and a lot of this is a breakthrough of something that may have been underneath the surface and not quite as visible, and it may have felt like you may never have gotten to this treasure. But we do have the Aries energy here with taking a risk, venturing forward, and descending the mountain. So here is this energy where it's almost like kind of that vision I was just given, where the ascension of the divine lifting somebody up more into the sunshine. And we know that eclipses always expedite the inevitable. There can be sudden changes, surprise events, but they're never anything that's like, it's not like a huge plot twist. It's more of whatever's meant to happen happens, and eclipses can bring about sudden change that is, propelling us forward into a brand new beginning. And with the influence of the Aries energy, that is highly probable here. And sometimes it can just be that little nudge that divine gives us if we're not willing to, make a move that we know we've been needing to make for a while, that we've just been procrastinating because we just, change is always challenging. So what other themes do we have around this eclipse? And the other thing about this eclipse I want to mention as well, that it's called a hybrid eclipse. So it is both a new moon solar eclipse and an annular eclipse. And that's almost like an extra rare. I think I was reading up on it, and it was something like out of 220, was it in the 20th century? Something like 221 solar eclipses, only 7 of them were hybrid eclipses. So there's almost an extra dimension of it's almost like traveling between dimensions. So there's like layer upon layer. So it's almost like a double portal I'm seeing. So very extra special kind of so not only is it a hybrid, but it's also the second one into the sign of Aries. It is also the beginning of the Aries-Libra axis eclipses that will be, the next series of eclipses for the next 2 years will be on that axis, which if you look up the themes of, Aries, which is the initiator, the leader, and then Libra is all about balance and justice and karma. And the other thing about this particular, again, this is why I was so drawn to doing this particular video today in the midst of my chaos in my life with my move. It's happening at 29 degrees of Aries, which is a very, very auspicious and spiritual degree, because it's wrapping up the entire cycle of Aries. Our last new moon that happened last month was at 0 degrees of Aries. This one's at 29 degrees of Aries. So we've gone through the entire cycle of the sign of Aries, and so this is very much. So we're actually emphasizing more closure of cycles for new beginnings. So again, a little bit of an extra emphasis here for this particular eclipse. So what else do we have coming in? We have the Tree of Life. So be really drawn here to the really solid energy that's coming through this card, where whatever is coming to life right now has very, very, very deep roots. And it's almost like the bloom and the foliage of this tree are beginning to show. And where it may have maybe felt like things were dormant in your life, or maybe they weren't quite moving, it's like, is this alive? Is this not? Is this, is this cycle am I gonna grow? Is something gonna come to fruition? Or is it just gonna be kind of gone and dead? Sometimes you look at a tree in the middle of winter and you're like, I don't think that tree's ever coming back. And then in the springtime, it's super vibrant and alive, but you weren't quite sure in the middle of winter or, coming into spring. And sometimes the trees, they do end up not, bearing the leaves again, but you never know until they show up. So I feel like that's another big theme here. What else do we have coming in? So we have the Earth Magic again, and it's a 1. So do you see, again, both of these cards are about deep roots and abundance that's beginning to show up. We have the outer expression of the life that has been formed, and we have the magic of the earth below. And I'm hearing the words as above, so below. But what we're seeing is that I feel like whatever's beginning here is going to have very solid roots, but also an element of magic, an element of stardust supporting it here. What other theme do we have coming in for this eclipse energy? Okay, so we're getting the support card, which is about making sure that we nurture ourselves, asking for support, asking for help if we need it. And that's where we also have this watching clouds energy here, which there's, as much as Aries is a fiery sign, which is about new beginnings and passion being ignited and things initiating, be careful not to overdo it. Right? And this is a message for myself right now. because all I'm doing is like 18 hours a day, unpacking, like organizing, getting things from my house to get things settled, because I just want to feel more settled. I want to feel more grounded. I've been in transition for almost 2 years straight since leaving California, and it's like finally I've landed where I'm going to be for quite a while. But it's like I just feel this sense of urgency to get grounded and settled, but that takes a lot of work. And so Spirit, I am heeding your guidance here to make sure that I do take it easy. And so I feel like that's an important message here. So let's take a look at what energies may be. Well, here we go. We have the Eight of Cups. I hadn't even formed a question yet, and this card just is like, yeah, we're going to talk about this. So what are you walking away from? What are you walking away from in order to go through your, to go towards your 10 of Cups, your complete emotional fulfillment? What are you leaving behind? What has run its course? What is it that you have emotionally already left behind, but you possibly haven't taken the steps to actually leave it behind, right? It's like if you're mentally or emotionally checked out of a situation, this is where it's like, you know what, I just gotta go. I just have to go. Remember, eclipses expedite the inevitable. So what is it that you're walking away from here? And it's like your soul is calling you to kind of be like, you know, what are you waiting for? You've already made the decision. Take this last wand, and go for it. It's almost like your future self has been calling you. Where has your future self been calling you? It's like you've already made the decision. You've chosen already. Why don't you just do it? You know what you're passionate about. You know where you want to go. So just go. Like this, it's interesting because in this deck there's multiple characters, and this one happens to look like exactly the same chap. And he's like, look, this is like your higher self has been like, hey, I've already been ahead of you here. Why are you, like, you got to catch up to me. You got to catch up to me, but it means you need to walk away from something in order to go to this bright new future. What else is this eclipse calling us towards? The Page of Wands, exciting new beginnings. See? Look at that Aries energy. It's like you know where your passion has been calling you, but for some of you, you may have not been wanting to leave something behind because of emotions, because of past connections, because of past emotional investment. But it's like it's like that exuberant teenage part of yourself is like, yeah, well, come on, let's go. There's something exciting we got to go do. Yes, it's emotional to leave something. However, let's go. And do you see how both of these are facing this guy who like hadn't taken a step really forward, but he was, you know, it was already in the past. See how the wind is blowing his cape backwards? It's like he's being shown the direction he needs to go. And this guy's like, all right, I've been waiting to go for a while. You know, it's like, here's the higher self, but then here's that little instinctive part of you that's craving sort of excitement, passion, purpose. Again, that's very much the Aries energy. And I do want to note as well that with eclipses, new moon eclipses, it's actually it's not the time to be setting intentions per se. This is more about sit back and let the universe show you the direction things are going to go. Other new moons are very good for doing that, and a lot of my extended readings for new moon readings, I do and like kind of a new moon intention setting ritual and take you through that for the month. But with eclipses, it's a time for you just to kind of sit back and let the divine show you. So let's see what may be challenging us during this eclipse period of time. What what aspects of our lives might be challenged during this? The Page of Swords. Sometimes it's the painful, harsh truth, difficult conversations, difficult communication, speaking what needs to be said. Sometimes the communication can be a little bit blunt, but it's truthful. And sometimes if you have been putting something off, like many people have here, sometimes it can just slip out because it's been meaning to come out. And if you haven't been brave enough to like sit someone down, or whether it be a boss or a partner or yourself, you sit yourself down and be like, all right, let's have a real heart-to-heart right now. That may be difficult. And also what may be challenged here is this Knight of Wands, is the speed at which things come in. Excuse me. The speed could be really fast. And which is why, with things happening so quickly, there is a reminder here to take some time, to get rest, to make sure that we take care of ourselves, because breakthroughs are coming. And it's like, this breakthrough is not going to be, la-di-da, slow. It's going to be quick. What area could be challenged as well? The Hierophant. Again, spiritual commitments that we've made, marriages, our spiritual beliefs. This can be sort of institutions. Why is the Hierophant here? Remember, it was the divine was helping us up. For some of you, you may question your spiritual beliefs, because sometimes when things happen that are meant to happen, it can cause people to be like, well, why is this happening, Spirit? Why is this, I thought this was going to go a certain way, or I wanted it to go a certain way. And it can cause a bit of a crisis of faith, but at the same time, we know that things are, if it's inevitable and it's meant to happen, it is for your highest and best, even if it may be change that is difficult. Let me get another card on this. Yeah, so it's almost like, where are you defending yourself or trying to stand your ground, and Spirit's calling you like, this is good for you. This is the right thing. So if there's an element of stubbornness here, and we know that Aries can be a bit stubborn at times. I have many Aries in my life, so I'm very familiar with that energy. But where it's like, Spirit's like, okay, I'm showing you the path. I'm showing you the right path. Why are you being so stubborn? So that could be a bit of a challenge for people here. So what sort of good twist could come in with this eclipse? And remember, guys, I'm going to actually break this down between the divine masculine and feminine aspects, which again, you can watch for your masculine and feminine aspects of self, or you can watch for relationship or relationship dynamics. But that will be in the extended, but what is the surprise that could come in here? Interesting. 4 of Swords. 5 of Wands. Wow. And the World. Yeah, I was going to say, putting an end to overthinking, putting an end to inner conflict. It's like finally coming to the end of a major cycle, which is the World. Which is, if you've been hermiting, if you've been overthinking things, if you've been working on your healing, but like you're feeling conflicted, you want to, it's like, again, the divine is calling you towards your enlightenment. And this is a very powerful karmic completion here with this World. And sometimes, this is again why I feel like the divine is going to somehow uplift something to get you out of your own head, to get you out of your own inner workings sometimes. And I think that's where the divine is giving everyone the heads up with this particular eclipse. So my loves, I hope that this was helpful. And again, in the extended, I'm going to be taking a look at the impact on the divine masculine and feminine. And if you're interested in a coaching session, there are limited sessions available. The link is down below to book one if you are interested. And if you're in a part of the world where the time zones don't quite work out as well, the instructions will be on the web page of what to do in that situation. So until next time, I send you so much love. Bye.